Hi everyone, this is CherryEnchantress, and this is your September reading for 2024. And we have, as usual, 3 piles, so it's also a pick a card. I hardly ever explain the pick a card concept, but if you are new to picking a card, all you have to do is pick a card or a pile, and what you do is you let yourself be drawn to it, and then once you've decided what card or pile you want, then you go down into the chapters. So below in the description box there's also a list of numbers, and those are called timestamps, and you can choose from that. You can also choose from the timestamps listed in the comment section. And lastly, and more easily, the timestamps are converted into things called chapters. And so below the video you'll see a place where you can just choose a chapter. So the chapter correlates with the pile that you choose. Alright, so 3 piles or 3 cards, 3 choices. We have, in pile number 1, we have this lovely pile with the Celestine rock. It's very celestial looking. Let's see if you can zoom in on it a little bit better. Pile number 2, we have the Smokey Quartz. And pile number 3, we have a Strawberry Quartz. Each pile is going to be focused on love, work, and spirit energies, messages, and also what are you transitioning over from season to season. So most recently we had Lammas, which is a pre-fall, late summer type season, and it will have 1 card from the Lammas Oracle, and then we're moving into Mabon, which is the autumn equinox, so we'll have 1 card from the Mabon Oracle as well. And so Lammas and Mabon are our festivals of the year, 2 of them that correlate to this timing in the year, this season. So now that we're moving more into an autumn season in the northern hemisphere, I like to pull out these kind of decks to let us know what we're in for. And even if you're not in the northern hemisphere, you do directly relate to people within each other's hemisphere, so you also will get the benefit of the vibes from those hemispheres. So that being said, you want to pick the pile that you're most attracted to. So a good technique is to breathe in through your nose, close your eyes, release your breath. Now open your eyes and let them be drawn to the pile that's meant for you. Let's begin. You chose pile number 1, and that is with the Celestite. And we have, for our Lammas Oracle, you have Citron. Citron's a really lovely stone. It blesses all the other stones around it and cleanses their energy, so it's good for that. It's good for clarity, and it's a beautiful stone. So it says here, confidence is a skill that can be cultivated, and you are now being guided to reach for the light within yourself. So this could be a lesson that you learned in the previous season, which it started around July, mid-July, and carried you through August. And now we're shifting into a different season, but this energy could be things that you've learned and then things that you're growing from. And so we also have, from the Mabon Oracle, we have Harvest Moon. Slow your heart and move gently into the coming of self. So Citron, the keywords are confidence and security and a positive outlook. This is very sunny, positive, It's beginnings and journeys and self-assurance and empowerment. It's positive influence no matter where or how it appears. And it is about illuminating things in the dark corners. And it's helping you guide you towards your potential. So you may have been feeling that kind of energy, guiding towards the potential. It's also serving as a reminder that confidence is not always easy. It's a skill, and you're being encouraged to shift towards a more positive mindset. If you are more in the negative mindset, to be honest, we default to the negative, and it's not your fault that we default to the negative. So Spirit's encouraging you to move towards a positive mindset and challenge those negative stories that hold you back, and surround yourself with positive influences of people and information like books and courses that will inspire and uplift. These are some of the things that you might have experienced during this season, where you learn things along the way to help guide you out of that negative mindset. And sometimes Spirit challenges us with giving us negative things to deal with, like unhappy circumstances, and helping you decide that you're going to see the silver lining of a situation. So I think that's really good that you've learned these things during this period. And more of this is coming, like more doors and opportunities are opening with greater ease. And the more you step into your confidence and leave the self-doubt behind, your abilities will increase and your power will increase, and you are worthy of this success. And the world, will meet you at your potential. The world will take notice. You can do a citron cure if you would like, and it's really good for manifesting positivity and abundance. And if you would like to learn more about that, you can just email me and I can get you the citron spell if you're interested. So now we're moving into the harvest moon. We had a beautiful blue moon. I think the energy of the blue moon really did help and correct a lot of things that went astray. And along with the straightening up of Mercury, now it's going direct again. And this direct energy is kind of like a sigh of relief. And you're moving into this harvest moon energy, where you're really, I think this is really feeling the fall season. The Lammas talks a little bit about fall, but it's kind of also the end of summer, beginning of fall energy. And a lot of us don't really feel that fall in the air yet until we really get closer to the equinox, until we get closer to Mabon. So the harvest moon is one of those feelings, like when you get closer, there's something in the air, something different about the moon cycles and phases. And in this period of time, you're going to feel this realigning with the soul. So maybe slowing your pace a bit and incorporating even more self-care into your routine. So, having confidence and feeling and letting go of self-doubt is a daily habit you have to get into. And the moon cycles and all other cycles can knock you off your routine, so you have to always find ways to get back into that routine again. And then different cycles require different kinds of treatment. So your treatment during this cycle could be more about self-care and pampering in order for you to feel good about yourself. And it's more than just pampering. It could also be, doing some physical activity and changing different things that you eat and stuff that could help build more of that confidence. So just, you're allowed to go a little bit slower, don't try to. I think the natural inclination is to rush in this season. It starts to pick up pace and get busy, so you may have to try to purposely find ways to slow the pace down for yourself, especially now that Mercury's direct. The harvest moon is generally a full moon that occurs closest to the autumn equinox and is associated with balance, realignment, and reflection. And at that time, the air gets a familiar crispness, and the days are noticeably shorter, and animals begin to find warmer places to shelter. No one can blame you for seeking out comfort foods and warm drinks. Slowing down naturally leads to a desire for more self-support, making the harvest moon one of the best moon energies for focusing on spiritual nourishment and well-being. And the harvest moon itself, when it comes upon us, could be a specific date for you that something shifts or something changes, something notable in your month. Your soul is guiding you through this card to shine a light on your self-care needs. So prioritizing rest and relaxation is a worthy cause, but making space for all forms of self-care is necessary for feeling supported and fulfilled. Today you may need to give yourself some grace. When a deadline has come and gone and you're still no closer to achieving what you wanted, tomorrow you might need that one friend who always makes you laugh even when it seems as though the world is shifting beneath your feet. The day after, you may need to dance naked and sing in the bathroom using your hairbrush as a microphone. And that's doing these playful, fun things is a good medicine during this time. And find the things that you have joy doing, the silly things, the game things, slowing down and playing video games, watching movies and things like that. That's okay. It doesn't mean you shirk your responsibilities or you put off important things. It just means you're allowed to. Like during Mercury retrograde, we really had to focus so hard on crossing the T's and dotting our I's and not making mistakes. And if we made mistakes, being really resilient. And now it's just kind of like you breathe a relief that you don't have to be as on point every single day, and you can be a little more relaxed. So reflect on the ways that maybe you didn't take care of yourself or that you let yourself get too overwhelmed, and drink some more water. Even in the fall, even when things cool down, don't forget to drink water, and make every moment like an opportunity to make a good choice, basically. All right, so let's see what's happening for you in love this month. So we have the Whispers of Love Oracle. Beautiful deck. Ooh, the Union of Hearts. A love connection defies explanation. So, the slowing down stuff could be because you're going to be cozying and cuddling up with a special someone this month. And we have the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. So, love is love. It's all around us. It's universal. It connects and binds all of us together, no matter who we are and what we are. And I feel like this is going to be one of those very peaceful feelings this month, that you're connected to something bigger, and that you're not in anything alone, and also that you see people are good and innately, that people generally have good intentions, and you're set out to have good intentions, but you could very well be connecting to a cause or something, to getting really behind something you believe in. So let's see what this is more for work related things, and what is there going to be any kind of shift in money or career? And you have give into passion. So your things related to money could be having to do with your talents, with if you play instruments, if you are creative in any way. It could be whatever you're passionate about. So passion doesn't have to be just about musical instruments or art or anything like that. Passion could be something even as mundane as being so passionate about accounting and you just really want to be the best accountant you could be. That's completely fine. It's what lights you up, what gets you charged up, what makes you happy. But you may find your passion in something that you're doing that's actually outside of work, like a hobby or a cause or something like that. And so this hobby or cause that you may actually be devoting charity time to, like non-money time to, not getting paid for it, may turn into something that becomes a job that gets paid, that you get paid for eventually. And so I feel like there is a possibility there that this passion is the thing that could launch the next phase in career, money ventures, or things like that. So let's see what the Everyday Witch Tarot has to say. You have the Knight of Swords, the Emperor, and the High Priestess. So I'm seeing the Emperor and the High Priestess as kind of a dynamic duo. The High Priestess can represent the feminine in this situation, which most likely is you, but it could be you're connecting to this feminine. It represents to me this ability to see beyond, to receive messages from spirit, to trust in your intuition. This could also be, if this is your passion, then this could be spirit saying continue in your passion as a tarot reader or spiritual guide or whatever, so that could be part of what you do. And if you don't do that, then, and maybe you follow somebody and you really get into it, that's okay too. The Emperor to me represents a person who it's like a father figure, a boss, or something like that. But it can also be your counterpart, a masculine in your life that's very supportive of your endeavors and helps you with them. Also, the Emperor represents being an entrepreneur, so it could be you on your own doing something and being your own boss, being on the top levels of things. And with the Knight of Swords here, I feel like what you need in your situation is possible. It could be a possible partnership, or these two aspects could be part of you, like the Emperor in you and the High Priestess in you. But then I feel like the Knight of Swords kind of gives me, it's an action energy. The knights always, whether there could be sometimes a person that you're going to encounter, but most likely it's an action that's going to happen. And the Knight of Swords is like representing truth and honesty and justice and going forth and speaking your truth. So something that you're passionate about could be having something to do with what you speak or what you say. So very similar to what I'm doing here. You could be doing the same thing, and what you say and speak could be very important in your career world. Also, the Knight of Swords could be a child, so you could be connected, maybe husband, wife, and this is child, a young adult in your life. But also I'm just seeing like charity work, and I'm also seeing that all of this pulled together could represent a partnership, that the next thing that you'll need to do as far as careers, take action. Now, of course, we do have the card, the Harvest Moon, saying slow down. Slowing down doesn't mean not taking action. Slowing down means taking deliberate action, not just running and going for the sake of it, but really putting a lot of thought and effort into each step that you take. But still, you've got the passionate drive behind it. Like, a lot of people, I think, assume that passion means that you go fast, but it's not necessarily equated to speed. Very much like the 2 and the 3 of Wands, passion can be in the moment that you're just standing still and visualizing this next move. There can be a lot of passion behind that. But here you have the Knight of Swords, so I feel like there is going to be some great communication. That's going to be the key here, communication, to make this happen in your in your work life. But love life seems very beautiful. And I think if you're not connected in love, I think you might be getting a really amazing surprise about love. Let's see more about love here. Oh, we got the twin flame at the bottom. What's happening next in love life? All right. Slippery cards, slippery cards. You're manifesting the one. This is really amazing. Very soon your true love will arrive. So if you haven't yet met your true love, this person is coming through, and it's a love connection that defies explanation. So that's exciting. All right, so let's get some charms and see what else. Oop, you have 27 fall down, and maybe 27, the 27, 28. You have I am. Just am. You know, it's like really being in your am energy. I am this. Like really defining who you are. Saying out loud, I am. And amazing. This is a technique that Jake Ducey was mentioning. Say out loud what, you know, how you see yourself as in your position. You can say, I am an amazing creative artist designing beautiful tarot and oracle decks to use on my channel, where I bring light and direction and counseling and help to those in need to manifest their best futures. You know, that's what I am. Anyway, so you do that, you know. Say, you could be very short. I am the romantic fairy. I am all about love and peace. Whatever it is that you want to say that defines you. Don't say things like I am ADHD or whatever. Like, don't give yourself letters and abbreviations. It doesn't define you. Those are just things that you may have to deal with, but it doesn't define you. And I understand. Like, I understand if you identify with it. I get it, because you have to identify it to be able to work with it. But don't let it define you. You know, you can work with that energy, but don't let it say this is who you are, you know? You have the rock, which is stable. You have the marble, the green marble, which represents earth, so really beautiful grounded energy. And you have the fish, which is successful and, you know, like very successful, resourceful, and getting money flowing very nicely this month. Also, the bat represents nighttime activities, so this could be signify you get the most work done in the evening, or you're going to be doing a lot of dating or connecting with people in the evening, or you may have the night shift or something like that. And here we have the ring, which represents the masculine ring. And the ring to me either is somebody making a commitment to you, so like getting married to the masculine, or the masculine finally becoming committed, or the masculine letting go, like divorcing somebody in order to be committed to you, or if you're the masculine, you're letting something go in order to be committed to something higher. So that's kind of how I've always seen this ring. This about commitment, letting go of one type of commitment, but also focusing on a new type of commitment. And it could, you know, cyclical and circles. If you want to look at not like in a marriage or love sense, you can see it also as far as work is career and the situations in your world, how it's important to go with the cycles. Like, change is inevitable, and season to season, things are definitely going to change. You know, it's obvious. We see it outside changing. So don't be surprised if things inside of you change, or your world change according to what opportunities are presented to you. And it doesn't have to be like tomorrow doesn't have to be just like today. Like, you can have these amazing miracles and surprises come into your life that you didn't expect. Like, you know, a connection that defies explanation. Anyway, I hope you like that. Thumbs up if you like that. Hit that little thumb down there, and there's like this little confetti party. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. And if you are subscribing, you can push the join button and become a member. Now, when you push that, it will take you to a page where it gives you different tiers you can choose from. So you don't have to you don't hit that and suddenly you're paying some money. No, you get to make more choices and decide. And if you're a subscriber, hit the bell note for notifications. And yeah, so thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel. And if you'd like to keep reading the different piles, that is also an option. You can go to pile 2 and 3 as well. So maybe I'll see you there. Moving on. And here's pile number 2 with the Smokey Quartz. Alright, so Smokey Quartz, very beautiful. Very, very protective energy from the Smokey Quartz. Like it very much. Alright, so as I was saying in the intro, in case you didn't hear, I've got 2 Seasons of the Witch cards. One is Lammas and the other is Mabon. And we're going to see, the transition from one season to the next to see what kind of energies are coming up for you. So from Lammas, we have prayers to the earth. Become present with the blessings you already have. May gratitude fill your heart. And you have pumpkin spice and apple cider. Nothing is more nostalgic than the joy of belonging in your presence. So I was just saying to pile number 1 that according to the seasons, things are going to change, but sometimes some things stay the same. And one of the things that seem to stay the same for you is the fact that you have a great sense of presence. Something you've either learned or that you've always incorporated in your life. This really strong focus on the now energy. And so prayers of the earth is saying that is the keywords are gratitude and acknowledgement of blessings. Like you're just aware of the good in your life. And sure, you recognize the things that are the obstacles and the troubles, but you don't make them override the good. So many, if not all of the practices for all of the Sabbats, and that's what these are, the Sabbats, are born out of a deep gratitude for another day of life, another morsel to eat, or shelter from the rain. These celebrations are moments to pause, reflect, and express sincere thanks for all blessings, grand and small. In today's world, however, it's so easy to get swept away by the desire for more without taking the time to acknowledge all that you already have. From the breath in your lungs to the shoes on your feet, there's always something to give thanks for. And you're being called to shift your focus from what you may be lacking or what may be incomplete and direct your attention to everything that is already present in your life, which I think is something that you've learned or are still learning. Sure, it takes a lot of repetition, and sometimes we fall into our little pity parties, and that's natural. Don't be mad at yourself for doing that. Just pick yourself up and then start counting your blessings again. Share your appreciation also with others. Thank the rivers and the clouds and celebrate all that you have and all that you don't have to endure. I got goosebumps on that one, but oftentimes I'll be in a difficult situation. I'm like, oh my gosh, this could have been way worse. What if this happened and blah, 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 blah. Thank you, God, for not letting it be worse than it is. Like, thank you, God, for all the small little details in the hardship, the big picture, Like, for example, my carport fell down, but it didn't fall on my cars. Thank God, my cars were fine. And they're still drivable and everything was fine. And, to be honest, a carport falling down, as annoying as it is, it's kind of a minor deal. It was a structure that helps keep the rain out when you're walking into your house and covers the cars. But, it's not was not a life and death kind of belonging that that I was lacking, So anyways, things like that. I always look at, beyond the actual thing that's wrong and see some of the little blessings behind it. There's a lot of things too, like if something major gets knocked down, it could have been something like, it could be like, well, that needed to be fixed anyway, and I guess this is kind of Spirit's way of pushing, or universe's or God's way of pushing me to fix it or replace it, because oftentimes that's what happens. It's like you've been working with something that's just old and just been needing replacing a long time, and those little blessings in disguise. I feel like you understand the blessings in disguise, or that this season of retrograde help you understand more of the blessings in disguise. But just continue to open your heart and let gratitude fill in the empty spaces of whenever you feel that lack. And more time spent in gratitude fertilizes that energy and the growth and the transformation. So there's lots of different prayers that you can say, and if you would like a prayer from this book, then you can email me and I'll send you the prayer. But otherwise, pray in any way you like. Make a ritual, send out a thank you to Spirit. And if you're, you can be both interested in tarot and be connected to God and say, thank you, God, and say a prayer. I mean, it's okay. All of that is allowed. So September, you're moving into a feeling of nostalgia and joy, a belonging, and you're feeling really happy and connected to your inner child. And so there are going to be hints from your past that hold answers to your future. And this card is showing that anytime that you feel confused or question your strengths or talents or life purpose, and see, that's sometimes what happens when things are so good, like when you don't have the challenges give you something to work on. When things are chill and peaceful, sometimes that's when you sometimes get into your head too much. You're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? What's my life purpose? And so here's another time to get into the present. Sometimes presents feel like that when you're so present and you're so in the now. You're like, should I be thinking about anything to do in the future? What should I be working on? And that's just, I think, a natural thing. Like, people just don't like grass to grow under their feet too much. But anyway, if you're feeling this way, confused or questioning your strengths or your talents, or if you're lacking in ideas what to do with your life, then a spark of inspiration comes and there's an aha moment. So you're gonna experience this. So don't worry, the aha moments will come. Sometimes those aha moments come too many at once, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so creative, and now I gotta figure out which one I'm gonna start on first. But pumpkin spice and apple cider guide you to return to the past when you're seeking for clues to your next step. Don't live in the past, but the past can be helpful in giving you some insights. What did you enjoy doing as a child? That's always a good one. I think it's really interesting. My brother, he designed sets and he designed things, and he was always designing. He's always been a designer since a little kid. Like, he played with his Star Wars figures, and he played, sure, but he mostly designed sets for his figures. Like, that's what he did. He loved that. He would play Barbies with me just because he would design furniture for them. I'm like, oh, brother, will you please make some more furniture for my Barbies, and something that I did, which was pretty funny when I think back on it, I would sit on my grandma's bed and look in her mirror, one of the best mirrors of the whole house, and the lighting in the room was awesome, and I felt especially pretty in that mirror, and I would just talk for hours to myself in the mirror. I'm like, I look back at that and like, yeah, that could have been a good clue right there of what I really wanted to do, like talk to people, express myself, give ideas, help people, be the light and be clarity. And yeah, that kind of thing. Like, I could have been easily been like a talk show host too. Anyway, so when you answer yourself that question, what did you like as a child? What do you want, like, did you ever ask, yourself, or did people ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a ballet dancer, or an actor. So neither of those things happened, but I mean, it's never too late. Maybe I'll find an acting role where I'm a ballet dancer. Did you see yourself as an artist? Perhaps it's time to explore different forms of creative expression. Did you see yourself as a farmer? Why not cultivate a small garden? You never know where small steps might lead. A small garden may one day turn into a sprawling farm. And children know the value of dreams, and so did you when you were a child. So there's no silly dream. One little idea, one breadcrumb can lead to another, and what was once an idea to be an astronaut could be something having to do with the love of stars or space travel or something, and then astrology could be something that fills that desire, something like that. So sometimes, what you loved as a child could morph into something a little bit similar but different when you're an adult. So allow yourself to imagine. I did a lot of taking care of babies. I love babies, and I do that still. I did a lot of acting like a teacher, which I and I did a lot of nursing things. But all of these things, are just things that I've incorporated in my life that just come naturally to me. And things that come naturally to you, maybe keep looking into that. Like, what could I, how can I turn this around and use this skill to help others or to connect with people or turn into my life purpose? So, that's very good. It's it might be Life Purpose Month for you, where you're really figuring it out. So let's see what your love situation is this month. So we have the Whispers of Love. We've got be in the present and dream of the future. And when we dream, everything is possible. I love this past, present, future reading for you. It's kind of all happening at once, and you are getting to see aspects of everything all at the same time. What you once loved, what you are right now without regrets, and what you could do in the future. And you also have love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. It's a really beautiful image. There's just so much there. I feel like love for you is tapping into yourself, tapping into your past, tapping into spirit too. And just, approaching things with love. It's funny, this morning it was raining and I thought I was going to have such a dark reading, but nope, the sun came out. All right, so let's see now more about the work situation. You have seasonal harvest. So it's funny that we talked about gardening in pumpkin spice card. It could be that is something that you love to do just for fun, but it could turn into something more. Right now there's a job open for working on this farm, and also there's been volunteer jobs available at this botanical garden that seemed interesting, and all of these things could morph into something more for people out there that want to try something different, or try something that resonates with more of how you felt as a kid, And so let's see what our tarot has to say. We have the Knight of Wands, the Empress, and the Two of Cups. With the Two of Cups, I feel very similar to pile one, that you may be in a partnership that works out really well. The Two of Cups is a really good nod to also finding love in your life. And also when you find love in your life, sometimes finding love in your life is what leads you to the job that you want to do. Sometimes they're tied together. So sometimes you meet somebody and they're like, not always, it's not always good to mix love and business together, but it could be something like that. Or it could be somebody who admires a certain aspect of yourself that you didn't realize was high up there. They'll say, you're an amazing artist. I really love that painting. And you'll say, oh, I just do that as therapy. I like painting for the fun of it. And he'll say, no, you should totally sell your stuff. I'll sponsor a gallery night for you if you have enough items to that you want to post to sell or whatever. Like, well, what I'm saying. It's kind of like something you didn't expect to be highlighted. A person that is in love with you or loves you or falls for you could actually bring about this side of you that you didn't realize and could be a big support to you. So I think that's very lovely. Also, for anyone out there who's trying to get pregnant, I think this might be a very good month for pregnancy, conceiving, being really in that Empress energy, that mommy energy that I was talking about. Like, sometimes motherhood, just being a stay-at-home mom, that's a big job in itself. And there's no need to really, if that's your passion, definitely go for that. I mean, you don't have to have some kind of title or anything to be considered successful. And it doesn't even matter, like, who cares about your other people's opinion on your success? If you feel that you're doing everything that you love to do, that's really great. So like, if you were young and you played with baby dolls and that's all you could dream about is being a mommy and staying home and taking care of your kids, then do that. Like, do that if you can, if you find the right one, which it looks like you might be. But if you're, for those of you who are like beyond this, too old or too young or not interested in the baby thing at the moment, then this is about creativity and birthing something into your life. And also it could be connecting with all kinds of people, children and animals and the natural world and the natural world. So it could be back again with this whole connecting with farms and fields and things like that. The Knight of Wands is very passionate. So whatever you're doing, you're feeling very passionate. I love how his wand is swirling right there, getting ready. He's getting ready, getting prepared. And so much of the Knight energy is not just action. So much of the Wand's energy is not necessarily direct, straight action. Sometimes it's that preparedness. We often see wands as so heated and so impulsive, but I think wands can also be very thoughtful too, and grounded at the same time, and really find the resources before they make their moves. So feeling very prepared before you make a move. But yeah, I feel like the passion is really there to tackle this next thing. I think you're going to have an aha moment, and then you're going to be like, okay, I'm ready to get going. I've got some ideas. I'm going to gather up the resources or whatever else I need, and I'm going to go for it. And so that new sense of purpose and passion's coming through, and a partnership, somebody looking out for you. So speaking of that, let's see what's next in your love life. Speaking of passion, a physical touch. So this is one of the love language. Tender touch means so much. And physical touch definitely could mean that you're going to have a physical time with somebody possibly. But physical touch can be lots of things, like finding physical ways to feel good, like getting a massage or foot rub, other kinds of physical pampering, try different things like that, because if your love language is physical touch, then you may need to satisfy that physical touch in other ways other than intimacy. Let me try to fix this light again. Okay, it was so bright. And I recommend having a cat to pet, or some kind of animal that you like to pet. That kind of relieves a lot of that. Be sure to get lots of hugs from all the people that you don't mind getting hugs from, if that is your thing. Like, not everybody has the love language of physical touch, but if you do, there's lots of ways to get that physical touch energy. All right, let's get some charms now. Oh, you got some words. Let's see what your words are. You have forever, gentle, birthday. Happy birthday, anybody's birthday in September. My mommy's birthday is at the end of September, so we're talking about party ideas for her. And that's another thing, like, it doesn't, like, something that is happening this month doesn't have to be life purpose per se. It could be just something fun that you're doing for somebody. So we're deciding what kind of birthday party. And last year we had Oktoberfest for her, and had German food and German singing and German games. And this year, my sister's idea was, let's do like an Olympics theme, since this was the year of the Summer Olympics. So I was thinking, yeah, we can have like food from all over the world, and we can do like little fun games. Anyway, so yeah. So we have the peso here, and also it's just interesting. It could be like you overcoming certain demons, because it's like the eagle is fighting the snake and winning against the snake. And here we have, the knight winning against the dragon. So there's a possibility here that some of you could be overcoming addictions, or winning against certain things in your life that have been troubling you. We also have the wheelbarrow, which represents work. Ooh, we got the key. You see, key to each other's heart here. So that is definitely I love energy coming through. We have the balloon, which is one of my favorites. It's like up, up, and away. I've always dreamt of having a magical romantic balloon ride with somebody. And then the diamond. The diamond is definitely representing good money aspects this month too. The rooster is feeling cocky and getting up early in the morning, and then there's that farm thing that could be coming through the rooster. And also the rooster's like a wake-up call, but rooster to me feels like possibly something that you do maybe early in the morning, whereas pile one we had the bat, which seemed like nighttime activities. The rooster represents morning activities, so that could be the time of day where you're most fruitful. And then we have the lion, so courage and Leos and protective energy there. The mask. The mask is kind of interesting and fun. There could be some early Halloween kind of things happening. Maybe here, our Renaissance Festival doesn't start till October, but that could be a little bit of nod to that. The mask also can represent, there's something hidden, but something could be revealed as well, like a mask being taken off. The mask also makes me think of if that thing that you liked doing as a kid was like acting or even making masks or something having to do with masks. That could be a clue right there. Something beautiful about masks. They're very can be very decorative and beautiful, but they could also they also cover, and they also lend an air of mystery. So there could be something mysterious in the air as well, or it could be like a blind date that's coming up for you. Maybe that's what that is. And then we have the anchors. There's a feeling of stability and safety, and the the spindle and the wheel. The spindle to me is well, whenever I see the wheel, I see it like the captain's wheel. I see it as like the Wheel of Fortune, and you don't know where it's going to go. But when I see the spindle, for some reason I see more of it, you controlling it. You're pulling the string, you're stepping on the little dial, you're making this straw into gold basically. So it's kind of gives me Midas touch, you know, this turning things into gold and you being in charge. And the fact that Mercury's gone direct is going to be really good in your life in September. It's going to make things feel so much easier and flow a lot easier. So, all right, so there you go. Give that a thumbs up if you like that. There's a thumb down there with a little confetti party, and if you hit that, you can see all these little confetti. And then if you're not a subscriber, please be a subscriber. And if you are, thank you so much for coming back. I thank you very much for being here. And if you are a subscriber, maybe you'd like to be a member, but if you already are a member, thank you for that too. There's a join button next to the thumb, and then if you hit that, you can find out how to become a member. So I really appreciate any membership. Also on my Patreon page, I'm designing artwork to create decks for you to enjoy. So you'll be seeing more and more of those. The romantic fairy is one of my designs, although I used artwork to create this, other people's artwork. I'm coming now, getting closer to decks and using my artwork more and more. And because of the ability that you guys helped me with, being able to purchase an iPad and using the Procreate tool, now I'm designing a lot more. So take a look at my what is that one called? My Patreon page, all these P words, the Patreon page to see some of that artwork. Also, if you like, follow me on Instagram too, and you can see things there. And sometimes if I go through a period where you don't see me putting out videos, go check on me on Instagram, and then you can see some of the things that I've been doing with family and things like that. Things I do behind the scenes, oftentimes you see over there. All right, well, you're welcome to join me on the next pile 3, or go back to pile 1. That is totally an option for you. You don't have to stick to just one pile. And if you do, then I'll see you there. And here is pile number 3. And you chose the strawberry quartz, which is very special and unusual. I got this in my Goddess Provisions box back in the day. I used to get those every month, and I stopped getting them, mostly because it was just a cost that I felt like I didn't need to try to afford every month for myself. But it was a nice self gift, I have to say. It was very nice. So we have 2 Seasons of the Witch cards. And in my intro, I explained a little bit how this works. So one is the Lammas deck, and the other is Mabon. And we're moving from Lammas to Mabon as a way to see how we transition from one season to the next. These are, the Seasons of the Witch represent festivals through the year. They represent the Sabbats, they're like holy days. They're holidays and holy days. Holy days. Now I'm getting it now. That's where holiday came from. But so they're days of recognition and days that we emphasize to help us shift from one energy to the next. So here we have from Lammas, we have the coming of fall. So Lammas was not much of a fall for most of us. It felt more like summer for me, for sure. Things are starting to finally look a little more fall-like, but the weather still needs to cool down a bit before we really get there. Today, though, we had some rain, and it felt a little cooler this morning. But anyway, The coming of fall card says, let the spark of hope within you ignite and never cease, for it's never too late to manifest your dreams. And so something you might have learned during the past season now is transitioning to Mabon. And Mabon is about the autumn equinox. So it's basically kind of saying the same thing. Autumn equinox. Nothing is whole without the acceptance and acknowledgement of all. Also, it feels like a really nice romantic connection possible here. So we know what fall is supposed to look like and feel like, and I have to say, you know, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere have different seasons at different times of the year, but we all do share similar energies. So think of it that way if you're from the southern hemisphere. So the coming of fall keywords are still time to harvest, the last push, preparing for this success coming into your life. You could have been preparing for it. Maybe Mercury retrograde gave you a few bumps, but it looks like you're still moving in that right direction. Lammas marks the first of 3 harvests together with Mabon and Samhain. All right, so that's what we have, those 3 harvests celebrations or Sabbats. While summer is beginning to wane, and with it the growing season, there's still plenty of time to plant, nourish, and grow fruits and vegetables to take you well into autumn. This card is here because all is not lost, and you can work towards your goals with enough time to see them come to fruition. Even if you haven't been super successful up to this point, there's still time to turn things around and use your past experiences to your advantage. So that's where you're moving to. This is your second chance. This is your moment to say yes. And even when you want to throw in the towel and you feel like it's time to give up, this may be your 10 of Wands saying, okay, push through to the end. So this is your confirmation that it's not too late. Your age, level of experience, or the breadth of your mistakes are not reasons to wither away without experiencing the joy, seeing your desires manifested. Whether you'd like to start a new business or breathe life into an existing one, entertain a career, or embrace a fresh relationship, there's still so much in you to give. So this is your soul's plea not to give up because you're almost there. And so something that you might like to do to help you transition into this next season and keep moving on is journaling. Journaling is a powerful tool that can help you gain insight into why things have gone wrong in the past, and then it'll help you identify patterns to learn from and then make better decisions and keep moving forward. It helps with self-awareness and helps you be more honest with yourself and, you know, see bigger picture and sometimes more smaller details too. And so some journaling prompts could be you could ask lots of different prompts, but if you want to use the specific prompts in the seasons of the witch, then just send me a little email and I'll let you know. All right, and so now we're moving into the autumn equinox, which is generally around September 21st or 2nd every year. And the keywords are temperance, balance, and renewal. Your higher self chose this card because the autumn equinox is a wonderful time to consider where you might be experiencing imbalance within your life. And think about what you do in your life that go to extremes, maybe, you know, where you might take things too much in one direction. And maybe just never really notice that it was such a bad thing, you know. That could be like habits. It could be things that you overdo. Could be workaholic. It could be lots of things. So just if you can put a holic behind it, then you know that that's a good place to start right there. Sometimes you can overcome these things by giving yourself a little extra, like spa days, a time off, more rest, time to spend with friends. Things that you might have put on a back burner, you can now turn into creative expression and, new experiences, like, and then cleaning space. I put this fixing this room up on my back burner because of after the hurricane, the AC went out, and I was dealing with a limited AC situation, and this room in particular was not getting cool enough, and I felt like it was going to be too uncomfortable to work in here when it was hot. Now I don't have that excuse anymore. My AC is working, and I am ready to get busy in this room and clean it up really good and redesign it to give it new energy and new vibes. This is my studio room. This is the room where I do my stuff. So I just wanted to give it a little boost. And so something like that could help in your situation. So don't during Mercury retrograde, I know I gave you warnings, and hopefully you took those warnings, but one of the things that I like to say is don't put things off, because Mercury retrograde is a time where if you don't address something, it might come back to bite you, and you might have caught onto that a little bit now that we're direct. So you'll have to, if you didn't take care of it then, you might have to take care of it in a bigger way now. But I just feel it's going to be okay, because you'll have the resources. You'll be able to deal with it. But just remember, for next retrograde, don't let anything slide or put anything off. Be sure to address them as soon as you can. It doesn't mean being impulsive. Being impulsive during retrograde is not a great idea, but staying on task, like taking care of the mundane bills and things like that. That's important. And so here we have, now once you get that all squared away, then this month is going to continue to be full of blessings and finding the good things in your life. You don't have to do an extreme correction. Like if you messed up a little, you don't have to go way out to the other, in other words, if you didn't do good on your diet, you messed up a little bit, you don't have to go into a starvation diet now. You don't have to do an extreme correction, which is something I try to do too. But it's, try different things, but don't go to extremes, okay? I just feel like it's not a good time to force anything. Just let everything flow. Just continue through. Maybe it's a shadow phase of retrograde that you're gonna have to just go with the flow until we really get into the swing of things. Don't worry about a stagnant situation or feeling like or maybe you just been too lazy or not motivated or anything like that. Don't put yourself down for those energies, because a new sense of balance is coming into your life. And it could be that you just have to step outside yourself and look at other people's situations or other things going on out there in the world, and getting involved in fun things that could help balance the joy in your life, and a purposeful action instead of just action for being mad at yourself for being lazy or something, you know what I mean? So just joy, more joy is coming into your life. And then here's a little caveat for some of you out there. I know it may sound sometimes like I do this, and maybe I do, but be aware also if you use positive thinking and speech to bypass what you're truly feeling. It's important to be authentic to your true feelings. And I do say this, that if you're upset or sad, do cry about it. If you're angry, do get angry. Grieve as long as you need to grieve. and don't push aside those feelings until you're good and ready to move on. You know, that's very important. But it's also, there's this energy, you don't want to dwell in negativity, or you don't want to dwell in sadness, and you don't want to live your life in a lack mentality as if nothing's ever going to go right. It's important to kind of snap out of it and then get back into to thinking more positively. But you don't deny yourself the time that you need to grieve on something, or get or release anger and energies, or whatever, punch a bag, or whatever you need to do. And just sometimes talk to yourself. And also that journaling that this was recommending you do, like, continue journaling. And also check out, like, if you have dreams, dream diaries can be a really interesting way of looking at sometimes your feelings that you don't even know existed. Like, dreams are very kind of weird and strange and symbolic, and that's why it's good to write them down and then give it a few days of space. And then when you look back, then you'll understand what it was about and what it means, because it's like you've lived it, and now the dreams represent the clues, or the little glue that fills in everything and kind of helps you understand this picture. So try that too. That could be helpful too this month. But I'm still feeling like this you know, it's a sun moon energy. It could be a yin yang energy. There could be somebody coming through. Maybe there's this sense of missing somebody, or a lack in love life energy. So let's find out what your love life, what your love message is, okay, from Spirit. This is from the Whispers of Love. And we have, you are limitless. So you can do anything you choose. Anything. Don't see yourself as not able to do something. Look at all these beautiful, like, pictures within a picture. And it just goes on and on and on, you know? And also, a new love could be coming. So embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects, or for spiritual growth, or of course in your romantic sector. Like, love is coming through, but you could be feeling this new passion and love in an area of work as well, or in spiritual area. All right, let's see now what this will be kind of more about work maybe, but we'll see, because I feel like, yeah, it could be. This is the Everyday Witch Oracle, and you have imagine and envision. I love that. It kind of carries this you are limitless energy through, that there is so much out there. Feels sort of Seven of Cups, like so many things you could choose from. And she's journaling, and think the journaling idea is kind of cool. It's like, I think that's going to be really key to you guys. Like, for me, it's so important that I write down, like, to-do lists, like, what am I going to do today, and then check them off, and then pat myself on the back when I do the things that I write down about. I recommended to my sister, because she's kind of, I mean, I didn't realize we're so similar, but she says she you know, has attention disorder, and I know that that's kind of related by, like, getting too overwhelmed with stuff, and then you lack attention. And with me, it's I may have laziness, or whatever, what I call laziness, but that's also too, it's like a lack of motivation, because I feel so overwhelmed with there's so much to do. Oh, Pumpkin just jumped on my lap and started licking me. Mwah. Oh, Pumpkin. And so I feel journaling's really going to get to the heart of the matter, of the things that you love to do, the things that you want to do, the things that you want to prioritize. So that's what you, like, you can make a list of the things that you want to do, and then you can shuffle it around and move things to the top that you think might be more important right now, today, and other things you can push down to the bottom. I did this last year at Christmas time, because I had family in town and I had so much to do, and so I made like like 3 different lists I made today, this week, this month. You know, like I made 3 lists of things that I just wanted to do, and I knew that there are some things that were more important than others, but I knew, but certain ways that I had to prioritize them, and it helped so much, you know, it really did. Also, for some of you that are interested in writing books and your creativity, this could be a sign that you are coming up with some amazing ideas this month as far as writing. It could be fairy tales, it could be anything else. And you've got the fish coming out, which means that you're and the pigs flying, like miracles happening. It just means that you're going to be very productive, and your ideas are going to be amazing and limitless. You got 2 unicorns in your reading, in this card, and in this card it's like, I feel like unicorns are so rare, and you have 2 in your reading. That just is a huge sign to me that you're going to have amazing limitless month of possibilities. This could even be the month where just random lucky things like lottery wins and stuff like that come to you, or just that beautiful connection with a person comes to you. So let's see what the Everyday Tarot has to say. You have the Star. Okay, by the way, when I was shuffling for your deck, I mean your pick a card, you got the extra cards, so you're the spoiled pile number 3 gets to not spoiled in a bad way, but you know, you get you're fairy favored. Pumpkin's just looking at me like she's so in love with me. Those eyes, and smiling. So the Star card is like love is, it's not just love, it's hope and your dreams coming true, and it feels like star power, star energy, just being in the limelight, but also like just having those amazing abilities to make change and do whatever you want in your life. And then we have the 2 of Wands. So I was talking about Wands energy in a different pile, how Wands is fire and it's passion, but the 2 and the 3 of Wands they're standing still, but there's so much behind the energy. And look at all the stars that he's got too. And like, see, in pile 2, there is a knight holding the wand, and this wand has got a swirl going on, and that swirl just represents something is being created, like about to be used, like on the verge of using this creativity. And so there's a lot going on. I love that image, it's so pretty. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles. So money aspects. Anybody got a black cat? I got a black cat right here in my arms. And this is you, like divine timing, everything kind of falling into place. Definitely harvest energy. Something that you seeds planted have now ripened and ready to be plucked. This is also this juicy peach, like it's just the right time to do something. You got the book here again, so why is there a book? It's so cool. Like, I feel like book related to, and also the book, you know, if you're writing a book, that's even better, but also if it's a journal, that's good too. And or if that it's just your pad. I have so many different pads. I have a pad that I use at this desk when I'm writing down ideas, when I'm making lists of the people that have readings. Before I do private reading, I'll just jot down real quick their information, so I have that to refer to. I use pads all the time as a way to have like notes and backup and references. And so reference guides and checking tutorials and how-to videos and all kinds of stuff could be helpful this month. And also with the book, it makes me think of you're checking off your to-do list. You're starting to see the fruits of prioritizing things and getting things done. And so that's really good. And making money at it, or making your money stretch, or your money. That's another way to that's another thing I do. I make a list of things that I want to buy, because I'm not going to be able to buy everything that I want all in the same day or same time. And so I prioritize what I want to buy and when I want to buy it, and how soon do I need it. And if I need it sooner than later, I'm going to try to make sure I make enough to get that sooner than later, things like that. Or it could be something, it turns out that I don't really need, so for instance, for decks that I get for the readings and things, like, one of the Seasons of the Witch Lammas for my July reading or August reading. Well, my July reading, and I got it, and yay, I could use it. But if I hadn't got it for that reading, then I might have thought maybe I don't need it yet, or maybe I get, like, it's not always that important. That was sort of a not necessarily must have, but eventually I probably would have wanted it. So things like little choices like you have to make like that. I think you're making wise choices. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. That's why I just had to keep all of these cards, because all of them came out for you. This is all about, I love this because I've been reading about Ten of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles shows generations, all the way from grandfathers to little babies. And it could be a lot of people living in the same house, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means the purpose that everybody has in family, for example, and the traditions that are passed down, and the security and safety and the warmth and the comfort of family, and the blessings you have when you have family and homes and things like that. Things that sometimes you don't think about too much, but maybe counting your blessings is a good thing. But also, ultimately, the Ten of Pentacles also represents abundance and money, and something coming really through to you strongly. And it could be also related to family somehow, or that something that you get. It could be a win too, or it could be a win from a child wins that trickles up to you, or it could be some parent wins something and trickles down to you. So it could be something fun like that too. And then we also have the Six of Wands. So this is kind of represents a little bit how you get that money. Some of it is your generosity and your kindness and the love that you pour out, and all of this passion, and it's like you're beloved in the community, and the people see you as like a really respectable, beautiful, amazing person. And you're not too uppity, you're not too good to acknowledge them and make them feel special too. So it's a beautiful community feeling. I just feel like month is going to go really, really good for you. But let's just get a little bit more of a nod on and hints on the love life, because kind of hard. I couldn't really see exactly what's happening, if there's any changes. Now I'm going to use this deck, and instead of shuffling for you like I normally do, because pumpkin's in my arms, which is a good sign, y'all, I'm going to spread it out. You can't see it, but it's spread out like that. I'm doing the wave with my cards, and then I'm going to choose one. All right, let's see. You get the perfect match. I know this is perfect. So this is saying you complete each other in every way, in the most harmonious way. Love is complicated sometimes, but there is a person out there that completes you in the most harmonious way. It's very strong and possible that if you haven't met them, you'll meet them this month. If you have met them, that things could strengthen between you this month. If you if there's somebody that you know from your past that seemed to be the one that seemed to get away, the one that got away, they might be returning maybe. But I feel like it could be lots of things to lots of people. But I want you to feel secure that you're doing so well this month that there's nothing that negative happening, as long as you continue this energy that you've been working on with sort of this hope and positivity and a way you're manifesting things, and recognizing when you need to cry or grieve or get angry, to let yourself release those emotions, but then go back to a good pattern and a good focus of positivity, and trying not to stay in lack too long. And those kinds of things are really working for you. Seeing yourself as limitless, like you're never too old to do things, never too young, never too this or that. Anything is possible, anything can be. That's what I always said. My whole life I always said, anything is possible, anything can be. Because I truly believe that, you know, I really do. It's like, just being alive is a miracle. So why do we limit what we can do as beings that are living? I don't know. So let's see what the charms have to say. This month is a little bit longer than last month's reading, but last month's reading I was sweating too much. Woo, look, I see a ring. Somebody could be getting married or leveling up, like getting engaged, or making a commitment. Positive cycles. If that doesn't resonate in love, then in business it could be contracts and agreements. Yeah, so people coming through for you. And you got Dobby here. I've been thinking a lot about Dobby. Dobby was my first familiar. Pumpkin is my second familiar. And Dobby came into my life and left my life pretty quickly. But I was working outside in the yard by his grave, and there was a black butterfly flying around, and I see that black butterfly a lot. I think that might be Dobby. Anyway, we have through and help and crazy. Wow, like what? Through crazy, a crazy kind of help, like something that comes through and you're like, what? Where'd this come from? And I love this. This is like the Sydney Opera House. So it kind of gives me like fame vibes. But this is another meaning of this card, is like fame, recognition. And we have the compass. So if you're really needing a life path help here, check out your north node to give you some clues. Make sure you're going in the right direction, but it feels like you are. This is a pile of miracle things happening, just out of the blue, random, amazing things happening. A lot of abundance here, a lot of money coming out, and kind of, I feel like the love is sort of hush hush, but it's also good. It's a little bit under the radar love. But the owl represents great communication. Something could be happening on the 21st, I think the 21st is the equinox, which is actually Mabon. Something could be happening on the 1st. I'm doing this reading early enough that y'all should get this before September 1st. So I'm very excited that I did that. The snowflakes represent one of a kind. No two snowflakes are alike. We have the notes, which represents music and melodies. There could be a song that connects you with somebody. Music can help you like whistle while you work. There's a hand like reaching out. That could represent connections, could represent this energy of giving and receiving. This card reminds me a lot of the Six of Pentacles, like this dynamic of giving and receiving. And so it's oftentimes like when a person is famous or doing really well for themselves, they give back to the community that raised them, basically their family and the community around the family and the neighborhood or whatever, they give back. And that could be something that you may feel inclined to do, like wherever you are in your fame journey here, or your recognition journey, your money journey. I feel like there's a lot about you that wants to give back to the community somehow. Things that you do already could be giving back to the community by helping the community, whether it's like your neighborhood or social media or the internet or whatever communities out there, like you guys are to me, like my sparkles of light. So there could be that kind of giving energy. And you have this beautiful heart with one side is silver, one side is gold. I feel like you're two parts of a whole, but similar yet different. And then similar to the equinox couple here, the yin yang, the sun moon energy. And here we have Olaf, who is a snowman. Now, not expecting any snow, but I feel like the snowman represents the temporary energy of things sometimes. So how it's important to appreciate something or be in the moment and savor the moment. Savor moments like sunsets or that moment that you're with a special someone. It may not last. I mean, you may get lots more opportunities, but they'll never be the same as this particular memory or this particular moment. So savor it. Just like the snowflake, there's no two snowflakes alike. So appreciate that person or thing in your life for as long as it lasts. For as long as it lasts. And don't be be in despair if it doesn't last. It was meant to fade away, but you're going to have more and more. It's more and more comes right after the thing that fades away, but it's and just a little nod and just a little reminder to appreciate that before, because you never know how long it's going to last. Anyway, so I hope you guys like that. Thumbs up if you like that. Feel free to hit that little thumb. It gives you a little confetti party. Next to that, you can see subscribe if you're not a subscriber, but if you are, thank you so much for subscribing. You can hit the join button and become a member. And if you already are a member, then thank you so much. I'll give a little shout out to some of these members. I haven't checked lately on who's still members and who's not, but all of you have done such amazing support in my life. I really appreciate you. Starting from the Platinum Pixies, which are the #1 members as far as donations. A big thank you to Cheryl Borelli and a big thank you to Claudia Lane. Y'all are so amazing. Thank you to Wolfie and Louisa and Jolene and Mary and Laura and Liz and Rainbow and Giggles and Miss Fred and Alexis and Andres and Patricia and Maurice and Divine Pearls and everybody else who's Gloria, Esmeralda, Terry, of course. Terry is also a patron, and thank you all of you and any of you who donate in both areas and who just support and make comments. I love your comments. I read them. By the way, there was a comment. Somebody said, "I love your deck so much. Is it available to purchase?" And I'm like, I'm trying to make it available to purchase, but Playing Cards keeps finding little things they need me to correct on it. And finally, I cleaned it all up. I fixed it all perfect, and it's ready. And it's ready to buy. So check out makeplayingcards.com for purchase of that deck, which is the Enchanted Romance Tarot, and it has this beautiful edge here, the rainbow colored edge. So you'll see it on my channel as it looks a little more silver in this light, but I promise you it's rainbow. And so it is beautiful. You'll see it as rainbow on my deck, and it's a compilation of pre-Raphaelite artists and with a little my touches to it, and just kind of my choices and my touches, and it's one of my favorite decks I've created over time. But it is other people's art, so I am been very excited to be creating my own art and making my own deck, and I can't wait to get that out to you. Little by little, working on it. And thank you so much for your support, everybody, and supporting me. I just said support tonight. Thank you for your support and 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 all the ways that you help me here, financially, spiritually, and otherwise, emotionally as well. Thank you so much. And come out to my lives and we can have some fun together and some really nice inexpensive readings or free readings sometimes too. And I'll see you next time. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.